Hey guys, what's going on? It's Yuri with the GT Coalition. Today we're going to be going over my 1995 GT RTS-3 in a size 18-inch frame. My two red RTSs that I do have, you might see, you probably, if you've watched a Colonnade video or some of my bike videos where I'm on a red GT RTS, that's actually on my 14.5-inch GT RTS. This bike I usually do ride too. I just don't ride it as much, but that's gonna change in the next few weeks, as I'm gonna try to ride that bike with the Noline Genesis rear shock that's coming with it pretty soon. But I'll go over the bike front to back real quick. So up front, I'm running a Control Tech handlebar that's 720 millimeters wide. It's got the 31.8 clamp. It's got the race face stem, which is 80 millimeters long. It's got, of course, the 1 1/8. It's a 1 1/8 head tube, so it's got the appropriate stem with a Chris King headset. I just wanted to bling out this bike. I managed to get the Chris King headset on eBay. Somehow it fell under the radar. Nobody put a bid on it, so I managed to get this for like under 50 bucks with shipping included. So I was excited, and it's in great condition. Came with the crown race, came with everything. So another thing that I've done is I've got the Rockshox Xc 28 fork. You've seen them on a lot of my bikes, and that's just because they're a very affordable fork for under 150 bucks. You get the, if you're running an old school bike, you get the brake bosses with them, and also they're, as you can see here, disc brake compatible. So the day I want to run a disc brake setup, I can do that. Also, it's come with the original, or it's come with some GT lock-on grips when I bought it. I bought this bike on eBay for roughly 450 bucks. There's a guy in Arizona that had this bike for sale. He used it for downhill. He had a really, I mean, he must have really ridden the hell out of that bike, because it had a Rockshox Judy T2 fork on here, and it was really beat up. Some people will say the 100 millimeters of travel on these forks is hard on the head tube and things like that, but I've ridden this bike off some gnarly jumps. I've done some cross-country races. I've hit some downhill stuff. I haven't had an issue. Actually, I think it makes the bike handle a lot better. And when I mean a lot, I do mean a lot. Originally, the guy had a Titech stem with the old school 25.4 diameter clamp, and it was a really long stem, and it was a really narrow bar. The riser was tall. It was like 2 inches, but it was a narrow bar. It was like, I think, like about roughly 680 or something like that. So it felt narrow enough. I wanted something just a little bit wider and comfortable. Also, I tried to jury rig a water bottle cage on here. Because not many fit in this setting. I wanted to put it here, but the bike came like wired like this, and I don't want to replace out anything unless I need to, because it actually does pretty well. So once these wear out, I'll replace the housings, I'll reroute everything, and everything will be a-okay. Drivetrain wise, this is the Shimano Xt 2x9. This is a 3-speed shifter, or this is a 3-speed derailleur. I've set it up to just deal with the two, and once you dial in the high-low settings, screws plus the adjustment screws, plus you get the tension dialed in, you shouldn't have it should just work perfect like a regular 2x or 2-speed shifter up front. These Shimano Xt Shifters are kind of unique. I don't know if they still, I doubt they still make them like this, but you'll see the thumb shifter, no index. It's because the shifter, this is for the brake, this is to shift the bike. Same with here. So if you push all the way down, it shifts brake lever, and you get used to it. It's not that, it took me, when I bought this bike, I didn't know how you shift this bike until I was like, oh, I thought the lever had just play in it, but it doesn't. It's just a shifter. So anyway, it came with the XT brake. The seller already, I didn't have to change much here. It had the XT brakes. I live on a busy street. Like, if anybody, here's something. I live on, if anybody watches National Geographic on YouTube, look up National Geographic drag racing. I live in that town, hence, like, you hear the Honda Civic. Yeah, like, really, everybody's trying to race in a Honda Civic out here. I don't know why. It's a good investment for money, I guess. I don't know. And here I run the Clark's pads just because I wanted to try something different. I found them on sale at Performance for, like, you know, like a pair for like $6 with a coupon. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll try them. And they're pretty quiet. They work really well. I think they're work almost as good as Cool Stop salmon pads. The salmon pads will stop really well. So durability, these last pretty good too in wet weather. The tires here are the originals that came with the bike, which are the Kenda 26 by 2.1 Navigals. These are the wire beads, and they run inner tubes. No surprise if anybody watches enough of my videos. Actually came with black Volta Zero lights. I decided, actually the guy who sold me this bike got me interested in the Volta Zero light wheels because they look good, and also, you know, they're inexpensive, so then they're easy to maintain. You know, they're just, you know, like ball bearing, typical ball bearing kind of internals. So you just take out the ball bearings, clean them, the internal or the inside of the hub, repack it with grease, pack the bearings back in, and they run really smooth. It's a nice cup and cone. And back in the day, you could get these Volta Zero Light wheels, and you'll see them a lot on my 26er classic 26er bikes for under roughly $100. But now, you know, Bike Nash Bar jacked up the price, so they're roughly about closer to $140, $150. Here, the no lean shock, you'll see that the spring's really compressed. It's a really blown out shock. I'm just running this guy to the ground because I've got a Rissy Genesis rear damper coming in for it. And if anybody's going to get a Rissy Genesis damper, make sure, if you're replacing a no lean shock, make sure find out if you're running the entire shaft piece that's integrated with the eyelet or not, because if it doesn't come with this little removable eyelet or adjustable, you know, bottom bracket height eyelet, which gives it, like, I think a centimeter or like a millimeter, like a few millimeters of difference, you're gonna have to order the eyelet as well from Kevin Rissy. It's in his store, and that way you can install. It's just a plug and play after that. The eyelet's $20. The Rissy Genesis damper comes out to $208, and that includes shipping. So, and that's as of 2019. I don't know if it'll ever change the prices. They've kind of remained the same for many years now. So, also in the back, it's a Shimano Xt with the 9-speed drivetrain, keeping it basic. I don't have plans to upgrade this bike at all, really. You know, if the rear, I think I would only do a one buy if the derailleur went. If it didn't, you know, I just ride it as is. And also, kind of the neat part is this is a plastic, or I don't know what material this is, actually. I take that back, but as you can tell, it's fractured. It's been bashed on by me and the previous owner pretty good, and it's held up. It's protecting this nice 36 tooth chain ring in the back, but it does its job really well. I like it, actually. I think if it breaks, I'll try to find another bash guard. Actually, I just might change out the whole assembly so it is just a bona fide 2-buy, but who knows. I slightly entertain the 1-buy, but I do like these kind of old school shifters. Kind of gives it a unique touch. But other than that, stay tuned for more of my other bike check videos. I'll try to do these like frequently. I'm just kind of trying to, while the weather is kind of, or, you know, there's sunlight after work, trying to do these videos so that way you guys are kind of know what's in my collection. Other than that, stay tuned for more content. I'm going to try to put some stuff out, and definitely in the works is a GT RTS bike review and bike check stuff like, and other than that, thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys in the future. All right, bye.